YouTube knows I'm not fucking meant for kids. Hello, fuck nuts. This is Uncle Dylan here, God Chaos. And today we're actually doing something a little bit old school, but something I haven't really done in a long ass while. And before you all start asking, will I be, since YouTube has been dropping their shit, will I be, I've been getting this request for the past 10 days actually, will I be quitting? I'm thinking about it, to be honest, and don't blame me why. I mean, have you seen how YouTube is acting? It's literally being more stupid than a fucking... I mean, have you seen people copywriting their shit? I mean, for fuck's sake, I can't even upload shit without immediately something being copyrighted, which is stupid as hell. And, yeah. This shit just keeps getting better and better. So, yeah, like I said, we're doing a little bit of a not a D&D, a what if that I haven't done actually at all, if that makes sense. We're actually doing what if, Deku is... What is the name script? I should have looked at that. Yes, I know Black Desert's ready for, pre-order, but that's on 2026. I won't see that game till fucking long ass time. And that's on the 3rd. I got fucking time, dude. Come on. Now, what did I say? No, what was I doing before that interrupted me? Okay. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I did promise I make this, but I had to dive into the deep web of the game, as in Conan Exiles. Yes, you heard me right. I have played the game. I know how it works. But I've also been playing another game, which is actually Elden Ring. So you can imagine that. Yeah, pretty much, today we are doing what if Deku was barbarian. Now, this is going to be the Conan Exile version. What is Conan Exile? I hope to God you're not asking, because that would immediately probably piss off a lot of people. Well, especially the Conan the Barbarian fans. Like, you'll be playing with fire. But for those who don't know it, I guess it's pretty much a game. It's pretty much a franchise, actually. It's about this guy that Arnold Schwarzenegger played back in the day, before the horrible ass remake. I think that is. And pretty much traveled around the world of his homeland of Samarita and other foreign countries, actually. That's how he was well known, well popular, all that. Conan Exiles is said thing. Now, in this one, Izuku is definitely gonna have the body build of Conan the Barbarian. There ain't no fucking way I can not add that. So, how this is going to start, we're actually going to take this idea from Conan the Barbarian, actually, the actual game. Sounds dumb, but it's actually not, because it takes in a perfect setting. Especially with an animal. It's perfect. And before you all get dramatic or asking me dumb questions, yes, he will be worshipping Kra. It's fucking... Izuku is literally gonna be in what a deku was in, Conan was in, well, Conan the Barbarian sequels. Now, is Izuku gonna be Sumerian? Obviously. And in case you don't know the lore of Sumeria, the short version, yes, the short version is that pretty much it used to be a city until I think an evil sorcerer took it and destroyed it. I think it was a sorcerer. It's been years since I actually seen the movie, and it's been longer since any movies have been made. Pretty much after that, they just said, nah. After that horrible remake, they were like, no, we're not making any more Conan movies, because Conan was the only one that actually made the game, so... yeah. But, that does not mean a bad thing. It just means Izuku is pretty much bigger than you all ever expected. In this world, Izuku pretty much was roam. After the whole Samaritan incident, he pretty much seeks the plains of the kingdom of Conan. Dealing with monsters and creatures of the night and all that. Dealing with was bizarre and horrifying creatures, if that makes sense. There will be other kingdoms, obviously. There ain't no way there's not. So you don't have to worry about that. Well, once Izuku Midoriya actually started traveling through the Conan the Barbarian's world, or as I will call it, the Age of Kram, Izuku winds up in a whole different region, a home of nothing but deserts and, well, monsters. Izuku, who is nothing more but wearing his bare ass and nothing else. He's pretty much naked, which is understandable considering, in this one, everything was strict on him. So he travels the desert after Conan freed him. They don't actually make small talk. Okay, it's not really Izuku's thing or Conan's thing, but Conan can tell with the instincts that he had, Izuku was going to live, but he was not going to live as a city dweller. Now you're probably wondering, what about Inca? You'll see. Inca Midoriya is going to get some. Conan pretty much has lived. Izuku pretty much starts wandering the plains of the desert of both Kram and the other world. But we now get to actually play Izuku. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Izuku sleeps in a cave after killing... I can't remember the fucking name of the creature, actually. Like, trust me, I tried. And it is not a cakewalk, but if my memory serves me correctly... It is a... I think... Hold on. Well, I looked at the bestiary of this thing, so... Oh, it's just called a demon? Okay. He killed a demon. I did not know that was just called demon. That's kind of disappointing. So, after he killed the demon, he pretty much just starts sleeping, getting some rest, and pretty much sleeping off the whole day. Not even caring about if anyone is actually going to attack him. He just wants to sleep. Until today. Midoriya starts sleep. This is when Midoriya starts doing more than usual. He actually starts fighting. This is when he wakes up to see a hyena, one of those big fuckers, pretty much eating the corpse of the demon. But he's not really bothered by it because no point. You give a shit about creatures like demon, monsters, and all that, you don't really give a fuck about that type of shit. But right now, all you care about is just survival. So when Midoriya wakes up and sees the hyena dragging the corpse of the demon, he doesn't really fight it. He just gets up and starts taking the battle axe that Conun gave him and just start doing what he needs to do. But the more Izuku travels the world, the more he realizes something is horribly off. And the age of sorcery starts to begin. Here's what I would say if we're actually doing that one, but we're not. Yeah, that would have been a pain in the ass. But no, really, Izuku gets out of the cave and just starts seeing around. Nothing but big sand and desert. It's a fucking desert. I'm not gonna explain all that crap. That'd be a fucking pain in the ass. And let's be honest, no one gives a shit. So Midoriya sees this other creature, this giant humanoid bat, just feasting on some unlucky bastard. And Midoriya, just starts walking toward it. He ain't afraid of this thing. He ain't scared of it, not even close. Midoriya watches as the creature feasts. It turns around to see Midoriya, squeals, and takes the corpse off. Midoriya, not really phased. He's seen all kinds of things for the past, I'm going to say 6 weeks now. Midoriya realizes that his blade is a little bit brittle, so he goes to the nearest town, which is this, Well, it's a town. It's full of thugs, so it's, let's say, Thief's End, I guess? I don't know if that's actually called Thief's End in Conan Exiles. If it is, my apology. Please. Now, Midoriya walks in, and he notices this big, beautiful tower on top. And he notices it's full of, like, it's shiny, pretty much. Now, Midoriya is wearing clothes, but he's wearing more like the Skyrim hide armor. The one that shows your bare chest and all that. Now, he ain't no fucking noble, that's for sure. When Midoriya actually walks out and sees, the tavern. Yeah, that was what I was going to say. I don't know why that wouldn't come out of my mouth for a minute. Tavern. The tavern owner notices Izuku. Now, he's not trying to hide he's a barbarian. Izuku is like 8 to 9 feet deep and 400 pounds of muscle, so he ain't fucking skinny, nor he's hell fucking unintimidated by some big fish fat bastard. And this is when Midoriya pretty much see them talking about the Elephant Tower. Yes, this is from an audiobook and a comic, like, if my memory serves me correctly. Midoriya, he listens to the conversation because he has nothing better to do. Gossip is the only thing that entertains him, I guess. So, when Midoriya actually arrives to, actually listens, he hears stuff about ancient treasures and priceless heirlooms. But one thing that catches us here is the word of sorcery. Just the word, he clenches his teeth and tries not to growl like a savage beast. Because he knows what sorcery does in this world. It turns you to, basically, a nice way of putting it, a grandpa's lump lump. Get that image out of your head. And pretty much after that, Midoriya gets up. Not even drinking anything. All he drank was pretty much the ale, which was pretty much free. Because the bartender was intimidated. Because there were already rumors about Midoriya, about this boogeyman. Survivor of anything. And so when Midoriya actually walks up to the Elephant Tower, he do so quietly. But once he actually gets closer and closer and closer to the tower, he sees guards. The guards start pretty much patrolling left and right, all that. They're not doing anything that actually would be effective that would piss them off or raise the alarm. Midoriya goes to one of them, which has more ceremonial armor. Obviously, the captain. Because apparently in Conan's lore, the more fancy, and I could be saying this horribly wrong, like I said, I'm rusty as hell, so spare me the insults about the fact that I fucked up Confederate lore. The fancier the armor, the more like they are shown to be nobility or rank of military. Although that could be like every military branch. I know the Greeks did that as well, along with, well, actually the Norse did not do that, but I know Egyptians definitely did it. Along with the samurai, but they did more like the finest silk, so I don't think that counts. I could be wrong, but I also could be right. Remember, it's been years, so spare me the details of all the insults. So when Midoriya actually walks up to the location he's going, right, he goes to the captain, who is just hanging out by himself, fucking some poor bastard. Sir, there's a lot of sexing going on, so yeah. But he's just butt-fucking this woman, and before the woman can actually be fully, like, squeal, Midoriya just snapped at the neck of the captain, and the woman sees him, gaspes, he tilts his head to the left as in, like, fuck off, and the girl just runs. She doesn't even try to pick up her clothes, she just bails. And he can immediately tell this is not a belly dancer, but your common slave, a whore. And this whore belongs to the captain. He saw the necklace, the collar around the neck. But one thing he can also tell, if she was Samaritan, with a click of his tongue, as if disgraced by someone actually being a slave so willingly. But he understands the will to survive, but he knows that this is stupid. Midoriya, I keep wanting to say Conan for some fucking reason. Mizuku walks up to the tower. He realizes immediately there's no fucking entrance. There ain't no fucking way he can get in there willingly. Until he hears a rustle in the bushes. And unfortunately, I can't remember those legends, so let's just say King of Thieves. If you know his name, comment down below, because I read the audiobook, but I can't remember his name to fucking and save my nutsack from a bear trap. So, bye-bye. Midoriya pretty much walks to see the said man. Wait! Pray, don't kill me. Only, I'm a guard. That was stupid, wasn't it? Midoriya nods, doesn't even say a word. Okay, I'll come out. Wait, you're not one of them. Who are you? Strong silent type, huh? Yeah. Most people prefer to be blurring out stuff that makes no damn sense. Believe me, I'm a thief. I know blurring and I know blurred. Slurs and slurs. Anyway, what are you here for, actually? He points at the tower. Oh, you wish to come up there? Well, tough luck. You can't get in there without help. Lucky for you. There's a man in front of you who will get yourself up there. Midoriya raised an eyebrow of doubt. I don't need words, no doubt when I see it. I know I can get up there. I'm the king of thieves. Midoriya smirks as in like, yeah, right. And who are you? Midoriya doesn't say a word. He just blankly stares. You really don't talk, do you? Midoriya shakes his head no. Alright, well, we could use this. Grappling hooks. Literally, there are no doors. You can't get in there, even by brute force. There's security. You took out the captain, which is good. No one actually liked him. Although the Samaritan whore might snitch. Or so the rumor says. As I could be wrong that this place is full of Samaritans. Not many actually live nowadays. Anyway, Midoriya pretty much starts walking up. This is when Midoriya and the King of Thieves starts walking up a mountain, and sorry for the long pause, I was drinking soda. Midoriya starts walking up this mountain, pretty much seeing the arisen of the ride, seeing the glorious view of blood, whoring, and Emperor knows what. By a throne, there there's a lot of thieves. It is known as Thieves' End, not Flowerfell. That's even a word. Enjoying the view, says the King of Thieves. Don't worry, we're not seeing it much. We're almost inside. It's so weird for someone to be so damn quiet, he said, the King of Thieves says to himself, as if Midoriya can't fucking hear him. And as he gets up, Midoriya just sees nothing but a big tub of ass on him, in front of him, jiggling around. Midoriya tries his best not to gag, because, well, as he can tell, this thief has not showered in years. Midoriya pretty much starts walking. He starts going in there, and the first thing they see is tigers. Now they're hiding in the shadow, but the thief sees them well. Oh, says the thief. This when he grabs this greenish, powdery stuff, he throws it to the ground. The tigers start roaring and all that, and they die. Midoriya raises an eyebrow. I got it somewhere. That's all you need to know. Midoriya starts walking forward along with the man. And Midoriya notices that the thief has a very good-looking sword. It's nothing special. It's not like a fucking extra crafted, but it actually looks better. Better than nothing. So, pretty much it's just something you can think of in case the King of Thieves gets himself fucking killed. As they walk, they hear a growl behind them. Midoriya turns around to see the Siberian tiger. No, wait, just a regular tiger. I don't think Siberia actually exists in Conan. Is there even a kingdom similar to Russia? I'll have to look that up. But anyway, Midoriya pretty much swings his battle axe, and as soon as he manages to hit it, Midoriya hears a crack. He knows that noise. It is his axe. He looks to see that the hilt of the axe is shattered to shit. There's nothing left of the handle, and the axe is pretty much in a brain-dead tiger's head. It's twitching, it's acting like a fish out of water. You brought a old axe to kill us? To unbelievable. Midoriya looks at him like, I can still kill you, motherfucker. Okay. I know metal is not really popular around these parts. Mostly it's sorcery, so not many people have blacksmiths, so... You know what? Fuck it. With the money we'll get, you can buy yourself a weapon. Which he says, but Midoriya knows damn well something's gonna happen. Will it be good or bad? You don't know. Luckily, Midoriya, who manages to get out of there and into where he needs to be, Midoriya sees where he must be. Along with the King of Thieves, he sees this room. Oh, which looks easy to get in. But the King of Thieves pretty much just looks at the lock and realizes the lock is enchanted. Barbarian. By the King God of Thieves. I think there's a God of Thieves. Like I said, it's been a while. The block is enchanted. We open that. We're pretty much asking for a big giant acid bath. If only there was a way to open the door of tilting the handle. With a fucking critical hit of lock, like Midoriya just ripped the hinges, rips the door. Or not literally ripping the door. But pretty much ripping the part where the enchantment is. That will work. Okay, I guess. They enter to see nothing but another door. Midoriya walks around and he starts hearing skittering, like something running around in the darkness. Midoriya immediately pays mind, but the thief does not. He's too busy trying to unlock the door. Once he did, he doesn't tell Midoriya he went in. What gives Midoriya a hint, though, is hearing a little girl pretty much screaming. Okay, I'm not going to do this girly voice because I have a manly voice, and also because it is fucking 8 p.m. and my parents are probably asleep. Well, one of them is. This is when Midoriya pretty much looks up to see a big fucking arachnid. It doesn't take a fucking genius that this is a fucking arachnid because of the 8 legs. But what really gave it away was the hole punctured in the chest. So yeah, dead-ass giveaway. But pretty much Midoriya doesn't even try to warn the King of Thieves. He doesn't really give a shit. Yeah, Midoriya pretty much grabs the sword. The arachnid sees it and tries to pounce on Midoriya. Midoriya is moving around, making sure he doesn't get bitten by the spider, while trying to counter it, which is not easy considering that this thief's sword is sturdy but dulled. Well, bastard forgot to sharpen it. Unluckily, Midoriya improvised. Midoriya waits for the creature to jump. The arachnid, jumps up and attempts to bite down on Midoriya. Midoriya slides to the side, getting on the back of pretty much the ass of the arachnid and just starts fucking stabbing the head out of the head. The arachnid squeals and screams, trying to get Midoriya off of him as green blood on it. Venom swirls around. The venom is so potent that it actually starts aciding the door in front of them. That's how potent this venom is. Until Midoriya stabs it in the head, gets it through the brain, and rips it out. The arachnid falls to the ground. And there's now nothing left of the poor arachnid. The arachnid is dead! With green ooze and venom coming out. Midoriya walks in to see not treasure, but an ancient being. A man of an elephant who's fused to the tower itself. They don't even speak. Both Midoriya knows suffering when he sees it. After all, he lost his home. He lost his will. He lost any reason of living. Midoriya pretty much starts walking before the creature opens its chest as if begging Midoriya to end its suffering. Midoriya plunges his fist directly into the creature's chest. Blood gurgles out of the Ancient One. Tears flow up, and not tears of sadness, but of joy. Midoriya, he rips the heart out, and the creature finally passes away. But before it could, it telepathically says to Midoriya, "This is my final gift. Give it to the sorcerer." And like I said, I don't remember the sorcerer's name. But Midoriya does walk forward into the chambers. All he sees is a snake and a Midoriya holds out his palm and says the phrase, "This is my final. This is his final gift." And before long, the shriveled up prune of a man starts de-aging, pretty much getting younger and younger until an infant. The infant starts crying. He's trying to get, and this is when Midoriya sees that the infant is like trying to run away from the object, as if it's terrified of it. But it keeps getting closer and closer and closer and closer until the thing pretty much sucks up the creature, until the gem sucks up the thing, and pretty much only thing you hear is an infant crying in a gem. Midoriya doesn't touch the gem. And he just walks away to let the infant cry. But along his way, he sees a hidden passage that leads him out. But it also leads him to a fuck ton of money. But he only takes a small amount. Enough to get a new weapon and hopefully selling the crappy sword he has. That's because Midoriya is not really a sword person. Once Midoriya actually leaves the place, he notices it. Says as soon as he leaves, the towers vanishes, pretty much disappearing from the view. And once he leaves the town, people are wondering where the fuck did it go. No one knows. Midoriya pretty much starts wandering. He wanders to another place of the desert. This town has pretty much been abandoned for quite some time. Except one thing he hears is the clank and clank and clank of a hammer and an anvil hitting together. Midoriya walks in to see this blacksmith, female, obviously. So he's working in the forge along with the male. The male turns around to see Izuku, pretty much standing there holding a sum full of coins and a shitty crafted sword. Did you get ripped off or something? Says the blacksmith. Don't talk much, alright. Alright, let's see the quality of this sword. He shows it. How the fuck is this thing still in one piece? Swords bending, swords bent. It looks like something jabbed into an arachnid skull. Then the blacksmith sees the green blood on Izuku's hairy chest. That explains it. Okay, that actually makes a lot more sense than it should. Okay. See? What do you want? I can easily scrap this thing. Because that's what's best for him, really. It's not even worth fucking repairing. Or improving, actually. The thing's too useless. And even Izuku points at an axe. An axe? Huh. Okay. Do you have the coin? He shows the coins. Alright. This will do.
This should be enough money to pretty much buy you an axe, but it'll also be enough to actually probably give you some clothes. Not that a barbarian like you would need them. And before you're wondering, the town is not abandoned. Everyone's just hiding. There's been this group of this pack of hyenas that have been attacking town. Me and my daughter, Selena, is the only one that has the bullets to be out here, but that's it. Say, if you actually deal with those hyenas, and don't worry, I'm not going to let you go out there unarmed. You could probably take care of those creatures. Turn a fortunate axe. One that's sturdy and made of material so durable it would be impossible to break. And the handle will be unbreakable as well. What do you say? Midoriya nods. Perfect. You can borrow my warhammer. I don't use it anymore. Father, are you sure that's wise? What if he doesn't have the strength to wield it? Midoriya just looks at her, raises an eyebrow, looks at himself, and looks at the hammer. Daughter, I'm sure it will be fine. That hammer's been up there for a good 20 years now, and no one has touched it. Because it's time for it to see one last good fight before it actually fully retires. After all, it's not many days you actually see a barbarian, especially one of Samaritan lineage. Yes, I know what you are, and I know who you are, Midoriya. I haven't seen you in some time. To be honest though, I thought you were dead. You don't know me, but I know you. Your legend speaks highly about you. A wandering barbarian with nothing to lose and travels the world. But, lucky for you, we're here. This is when Midoriya takes the hammer. It pretty much is heavy, but not heavy enough for Midoriya not to wield. Midoriya walks up pretty much looking completely at the fact of one thing, and that is the seeing the hyena clan, or pretty much a whole pack of them. And there's about a good 10 and 20. Midoriya thinks this is not a fucking pack. Ain't no fucking way a pack of hyena is this big. But he now understands why the whole fucking town is concerned. This pack is huge. So when Midoriya actually swings the warhammer to a hyena's skull, which was actually already trying to attack it, Midoriya manages to take it out by hitting it in the head. Sorry for the pause, taking a drink. Midoriya pretty much walks over to the set in place, looking directly at the creature
They're looking directly at the hyena. The hyena looks at them, and it is different. It's bigger, it's red, and has horns coming out of it. It roars, and the whole pack hears. This creature is roaring at Midoriya. Midoriya sees the blasted thing, and knows damn well this is gonna get ugly. The hyena, the creature charges directly at them, pretty much attempting to take them out. As soon as it actually gets away, as soon as the creature starts swarming Midoriya, arrows start hitting, which he turns around to see the daughter. He doesn't focus on Midoriya. As she's about to say something, a hyena grabs at Midoriya, but Midoriya shakes it off easily, snapping its neck back with the handle of the hammer. And he starts swinging the warhammer left and right, like up and down, crushing the skulls of the hyena. Then the alpha shows up. The other packs get back. Midoriya and the hyena circle each other like wild animals. One snarls at the other. Then they lunge at each other. Midoriya grabs it by the throat. With his, pretty much holding it down. The hyena scratches and claws at Midoriya's chest. But Midoriya uses this opportunity to smash in the creature by the head. Pretty much, but the hyena had one last grip of life, and it grabbed Midoriya by the shoulder and bit down deep. But not deep enough, and Midoriya kills it by smashing it with the sharp end of the hammer, killing it. Or, as you can call it, the pick version. There are actually some warhammers with a pickaxe. That's on the left, on the back side, so. Midoriya now walks forward and gives the axe to the blacksmith. Now the blacksmith was also dealing with a pack of hyenas. But unlike this, Midoriya has taken care of the hyena. But pretty much the blacksmith killed the hyenas. The hyena was dredged down left and right, pretty much leaving nothing but a gory mess on the ground. Bastards trying to sneak up on me. Why don't you wash up? Midoriya pretty much starts washing up with a bucket of water. Or washes the blood off and pretty much puts on his clothes. And pretty much that's all that. Midoriya sees the blacksmith working, and he says, "Yeah, why don't you get some rest? Use my old wife's bed. Don't worry, she won't need it. She's dead. Dead people don't need shit." As Midoriya pretty much about to lay down, he sees the woman, Serena. They don't exchange glasses. She strips out of her clothes, starts walking in, and the two, well, they start fucking. There's no sugarcoating it. The blacksmith hears them moaning.
and this is what the blacksmith's saying. Like, I don't know, at least the woman will stop being fucking grouchy. After that, the morning rises, and he's Midoriya. Midoriya walks out, the axe is ready, and he sees a little note that said, enjoy your new axe. I hope you enjoyed my daughter, because this is the last time you're fucking her. Midoriya understands. Burns the paper, walks out with his new trusty axe, which pretty much looks like the steel battle axe from Skyrim, pretty much. The two-handed version. Yeah. Midoriya walks out of the village. Everyone is actually doing what they need to do, surviving pretty much. Midoriya, he leaves. He's not even looking back. And just letting the adventure start anew. Yeah, fucking hell.
Midoriya, now traveling outside the city, he doesn't even look back to see a bunch of people.
Well, that's what it looks like. Like Midoriya went on up.
And just walks to the next city, which is about a good 120 miles from here. So a long time passed. The axe is still sharp and not broken, and the handle is still durable.
Once Midoriya actually walks into the town,
He notices that he is passing pretty much a luscious green. He has reached the desert and entered the land. And pause break for a bit.
okay, I am back.
Anyway, that was an enjoyed short break. That was actually longer than short. That was fucking 15 minutes. But the reason it took so long is because I had to remember something. So, yeah. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Midoriya, is now in the grassland of where the normal patch of land would be. And he pretty much sees that it's more of a jungle-like area. The jungle walk, pretty much, he sees a bunch of leaves, a bunch of totems, which are unique to him. He just wanders. Until he hears, like, movement on top of trees. Something watches him. Something is listening, as if watching to see what he'll do. Something ancient. But Midoriya doesn't really do anything. He's just there. Listening to the sound of everything until he pretty much sees what looks like a giant leopard about to pounce on him. This thing is actually pretty fucking big. It has to be like 3 or 4 pounds, like 300 or 400 pounds. So this is a big fucking cat. And the first thing he says is, "By Krog, you big one. You look like you're a mix between being a fucking tiger and a leopard."
jaguar. Aren't you a feisty one? It hisses and roars, somehow at the same time, actually. And so, after the hissing and all that, pretty much Midoriya... gets in the way of another thing, which is a big person. This humongous... But that is pretty much it. Midoriya sees the creature, but it doesn't attack. Neither does he. He waits for the creatures to attack. But it just leaves. So Midoriya continues on knitting. Continues on. He continues wandering through the trees until he sees what looks like this temple. Sees warriors and all that, but he can tell he won't be welcome. So he passes on. Moves on, actually. Then he saw someone familiar again. The whore that he killed the captain of. She traveled all this way here. He sees the whore. He realizes this whore looks very familiar, but he can't put his finger why. He pretty much let go of the past of what happened to Samara. So he does not remember who or what the fuck this thing is. She is. She doesn't even remember who is that she is, so he doesn't care. But he wanders into the city because he actually might as well. He notices that everyone is watching him like a hawk. Not like an aggressive predator, but like, hold the fuck up, this guy is new here. What the fuck is he doing here? Type of shit. And that's what they're looking at. And they're not looking at him with aggression, but more curiosity. They never seen Midoriya. They're used to athletic builds. They're not used to seeing a big hunk of meat. But the other question is, are they friend or foe? That's what Midoriya. They're showing until this little child bumped into them. Now, it's obviously intimidated. It's never seen a fucking big fucking meat person like Midoriya. It's like China first reacting to a fucking bodybuilder. They're not used to seeing it. And so they're not used to seeing such a big beast. Midoriya doesn't show beast. He shows calmness. He shows pretty much a chill personality. He doesn't show any hostility. And the boy, the child, pretty much accidentally kicked the ball to him. So he kicked it right back, softly. Not hard enough to, break his fucking face, but hard enough that it goes to him. The child picks it up, speaks in a foreign language, and runs off, playing with the other kids. Midoriya sees the hurt, but this is when pretty much the people just start looking at him out of curiosity. They're not trying to be rude, they're just not used to seeing him. Midoriya also sees the big cat again. The cat that hisses and roars, not in a hostile, it was like, hey, how you doing? The person, this female woman wielding a spear here, with many tattoos around her, wearing a traditional Aztecian shaman-like look. I know normally in Aztec lore, mostly if my memory serves me correctly, the males are mostly shaman, not female. But I got this idea from Diablo, the Vessel of Hatred, where there was a female warriors. This is pretty much who she is. This is a female warrior. Pretty much she starts speaking, but he doesn't know what the fuck she's saying. She understands that, look, she's been singing it a lot, so she puts a spell on him, which Midori immediately was about to go hostile, but he doesn't sense, like, bad magic, and he realizes it's not even magic, it's actually alchemy. Do you understand me now? She says. What did you do to me? I gave you a power that enhances your senses. You can now understand what we say. My crown, that sugar, just gives me a headache. Another one. I never thought the worshipping of Kron was still around. Tell me, do you have a name? Midoriya. Now that's a name that has been spewed for many, many years now. People talk about a beast that roams the woods, roams the lands like a heartless killer, surviving only on the strong. Perhaps we could use your aid. And why in Krom's name would you ask me for aid? It's actually quite simple, sir. Our land is dying. Our spirits call for aid. Sorcery is involved. An unknown person with a woman with green hair came to this land. Green? Yes, the woman apparently had a greenish hair, similar to yours. But look, you may know her, do you not? No, I don't. Truly? You don't know who she is? No, and I don't want to. I'm not interested in such things. I see. But that doesn't mean you're not an enemy. Right? You're obviously telling me this for a reason. Indeed, I am. We came across a hostile person. Someone has been poisoning our lives. We don't know why. We were hoping that perhaps you would. I know directly you have no reason or any political reason to actually help us, but if you do, you will be thanked. I suppose I can tolerate. Read this. What's the woman's name? We did not get her name, but we got her master's name. Lord Fidel. Says Midori with a nasty snarl like a feral predator. You know that name? Yeah. Name that doesn't like. It's an old name. A very hated name. He was one of the main generals that actually brought ruin to my people. And I see, so you wish for revenge. It won't bring me much, but it will bring me enough. A reasonable response, but in reasonable ways. Anyway. Anyway, so pretty much after the work, there's always a problem. Well, Midoriya thinks in his head. It's nothing surprising at this rate. So he's not even surprised that there's a problem. Anyway, so Midoriya gets going. So this dog, so Midoriya pretty much gets to work. It's obviously work. It will not be nothing but work. But luckily Midoriya, yeah, he knows what to do. He kills it. He kills the sorcerer. Midoriya pretty much starts tracking the sorcerer. It's not that hard. Wherever it goes, destruction follows, pretty much. So Midoriya starts tracking, starts looking for the creature, for the sorcerer. He takes a night break, pretty much. That's why he knows business. Pretty much why he knows business until he gets lost in the bushes. It doesn't take a genius to hear something. But before the person can react, Midoriya grabbed him by the neck and pretty much slammed him to the back of the skull, seeing the person. Thought you were dead, Inko. Is that a way to greet your mother? If a mother was actually worth greeting. But enough of that. So, Midoriya pretty much walks up, deals with over the mountain. Midoriya doesn't even ask. He bluntly says, I'm more curious on how the fuck you're alive.
That's what I want to know. You truly doubt I would survive? I doubt it in a lot of things. But you surviving was definitely one of them. No one would have survived such a thing. Unless they fucking use magic. You're the sorcerer, aren't you? What were you hoping to gain doing this? I was probably hoping to bring you back. You're pathetic. I know that. If you were hoping that I would care about you doing this, you're obviously not the brightest. I'm not the brightest. Exactly. No dipshit would do that. So, yeah. You're gonna kill me, aren't you? Is it the sword that gives it away? Or is it the fact that I don't show any surprise that you go survive? Tell me, who was the noble? He's dead. He died, I took his form. So he became a skinwalker. No one will miss you. Some people don't deserve to be missed. As Midoriya plunges his axe directly to his own mother's skull, pretty much killing him. Midoriya doesn't say a word, nor does he take the reward. The reward was killing the person who deserved it. To this day, Midoriya's talked about being a legend and a monster that wanders. But unfortunately, I must end it off here. Like, comment, subscribe to the end. This has been Double Dylan here, God of Chaos, and I'll see you all when the fuck ever I want.